Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This time around in the shop, we're going to be working on this NV4500. It's out of my 01 Dodge 2500. It's got a Cummins in it, and I wrecked the transmission. I'm going to show you what happened, and then we're going to take this thing apart and see what we need to get ordered to get it back on the road. Everything's strapped down. We're going to take it for a tow. Make sure we might have to bring it ahead just a little bit. We got a lot of weight in the back end. We might actually even take some of the weight and move it into the back end of the Chevy. All right, we are moving down the highway. We're doing all right. Everything seems pretty good. We're only going about 60 max. Actually, it's a little fast. We're going to slow down a pinch.
Breakfast is almost ready.
All right, we got the Cummins in. This is my brother's shop. He's just getting it together. In fact, we just installed this lift that he got. My truck will be the first thing to go on it. We're just getting ready to wire up his lift. Then we'll jump on this. Okay, so we dropped the transmission out. We're getting ready to change to get into the bell housing, but the input shaft felt very strange on the transmission. Go ahead, spin that, Ted. Yeah, you can see the input shaft snapped clean off. So we got a lot of rebuilding to do. All right, so if you come in on the transmission and take a look at everything seems like it's in pretty good shape. Doesn't sound the best. Of course, some of the parts are falling out because that main shaft isn't in, but this is what is broken. You can see there, I am spinning the main shaft and the gear is not moving. So what happened? Well, I was driving down the highway at about 65 miles an hour, and all of a sudden it felt like it popped into neutral. And so I pushed it in on the clutch really quick, made sure that it was still in gear, and let back off on the clutch. All I could hear was a kind of a noise, which honestly, at the time, I thought was the clutch. So we're gonna pull this thing apart and take a look at what the rest of it looks like. Just removed the 8 bolts that hold the rear part of the housing on. They are 10 millimeter 12 point. And I ended up getting out my torch and just warming up the case. I think they had Loctite on them, and they were very tight. Just at initial glance, it seems like everything here is pretty good. Everything's spinning freely. And you can see on the 5th gear, it's got a locking ring. This one has several set screws that go in and touch the shaft. So we'll see how tight it held when we back it off. All right, with all the set screws removed, we're gonna go ahead and put this tool on. Pick this one up on Amazon. And somebody has used a chisel on this to seat it. So hopefully we can get this thing on here without having to do too much work. Oh yeah, that went on pretty good. And then lock it into 2 different gears. So, okay, should be seized up. Looks like we got clearance. We're just gonna try using it like a little slug wrench. There it goes. There's our nut off. Looks like it had possibly a little bit of a crush sleeve. And 5th gear slides right off. I believe this is what they call an early shaft, because this part is just machined and then the splines only go part way. Of course, when we look inside the gear, they go all the way. And so hopefully we're probably going to go ahead and do the updated shaft on this when we get the kit, but we'll double check. It seemed like it was holding, although this gear does feel like it's pretty wore one direction. So it's almost like it's smooth that way and sharp if you come up with your finger. So probably going to go ahead and replace that shaft. So on our lower gear, there's our bearing on the inside. Popped off the clip, and then I drove out the 2 pins. Here they are right here. The mushroom end is up at the top, so I drove them out from the bottom, and then I was able to take the whole thing apart so that none of the springs or dogs popped out. And then, of course, this bearing is in actually pretty good shape. Here's that little collar. And then on the back side over there, let's see if I can get this off. Sorry about that bad camera work. There's that little pin. I got to get that out, make sure I don't lose that. Okay, with all that out, and that little pin removed, just spin these off. 1/2-inch socket. Okay, actually our cluster gear bearing, the cup, looks in pretty good shape. Doesn't have a lot of wear, and it definitely is not heated up like that front one was. There's our shims. We want to make sure we keep track of those. And all these bolts. Here's our upper race. And actually that doesn't look too bad either. So let's pull this main shaft out. Whew. That has got some weight to it. Okay, if we take a look, I don't feel anything too bad. Let's just go through and look at all the different gears. So we'll get that out of there and completely inspect it, but actually so far, it looks pretty good. I don't see anything that looks too bad, and it's spinning nice and free. Okay, I'm sorry, I put the puller on. I thought the camera was rolling, and I already popped the bearing off. So the bearing actually sat, right here on the puller. Just tighten up the shaft until it pops off. The other way to take these off is you just take a flat disc cutter, cut it, pop it, but that gives you clearance in the case to get this thing out. Bearing out of the way, and again, that bearing does not look too bad. We got to get the reverse gear out, so we'll pull that shaft. Okay. Probably would have been much easier if I had taken the reverse gear out all the way first. Reverse gear seems to be okay. Bearings seem to be okay in it. There's our little shaft. We just put that right back in. And then there's also these thrush washers on either side of that. So we'll keep that all together. Take this out, set it to the side. Okay, sorry, the fan is still running in my furnace. It's snowy and cold outside, but I thought I'd show you, kind of got all the parts laying out. Still need to disassemble all the gears off this shaft, but you can definitely see this shaft, it took some heat too. The camera doesn't quite do it justice, but it is very dark, and any of the oil that was in there, it's really like baked on. And so case is all empty now. We pop out a few things, clean that up, but now it's time to take count of what we need and get some parts ordered. Okay, I took this bearing off a little differently. Busted, oh, there's the cup, but there we go. Got that one out of the way. So now this gear will just slide right up, but it's a little toasty, so we're gonna let it cool down. All right, we got that gear removed. Now we just take off our bearings. There we go. Little spacer right there. And here's our next snap ring. Now this is the snap ring everybody kind of has trouble with. If you watch any of the videos, it gets kind of part way up. And of course, I don't have the correct snap ring tool for it, so I'm going to struggle even more. All right, I tried it a few times with those other snap ring pliers, and it was just not working. So I went ahead and grabbed a set of these. I'll put a link in the description. Much easier. So just pulled a couple of gears off. There's our nice little bearing. Right here is our next deep one. You see these pliers also have like a little hook that goes down, so I'm hoping I can catch that one. Nope, I'm gonna just have to still go straight up and down with them. That's not gonna be as easy as I'd hoped. There we go. Just with a little hook, I can just grab it, work it right around. There we go. That snap ring is off. Now we got another one right down in here. Do the same thing this time. This time I'm just going to use, I think, turn this so you can see. There we go. There we go. Next one's off. Take that whole assembly at once. Okay, with everything out of the way, I can get into this one pretty easy. All right, there's that next one off. Snap ring madness here. There we go. Okay, we are done on this side. That's how you do it without having a press. My last stack of gears are off the old main shaft, and basically this one down here, I just heated it up with the torch a little bit, tapped it, because I wasn't too concerned about this shaft because it's getting replaced. Okay, you can see I got all the stuff apart now. Here's all the stuff that's completely ruined. But now we'll get everything cleaned up and come back and start reassembly. All right, this transmission has been in the trunk of 2 different rental cars and traveled 1,200 miles, only to come right back where we took it out in Ted's shop, which now is all nice and lit. And so we're gonna rebuild it, put it all together, throw a new clutch in the truck, and put everything back together. Meanwhile, under the truck, oh, good night. Look at the flywheel. Oh, God. Getting ready to torque it to 101. So this definitely isn't a, step-by-step how-to video. Just wanted to show you guys what it would take to kind of tear one of these transmissions down. This little 1-minute video is basically me putting it back together. I did end up buying a new input shaft, a main shaft, and the cluster gear down in the bottom. And put a new 5th gear, and of course all new bearings, synchronizers, everything else. There are a lot of good kits online. Do some research. I'm not going to necessarily recommend this one, not because it was bad, but just because, find one that fits for you. There's also a ton of really good videos on how to put these things back together. Couple things that I will say you're going to want is a good pair of snap ring pliers. That made a huge difference. A really good torque wrench, that spanner wrench, and a good bench, as you could see from Landon's ride there. So anyway, just hope this helps you in some way. Been driving the truck now for actually a little over 2 years and have not had any problems on that transmission at all. So just a quick shout out to Ted. Thank you so much for helping me, and it was the first project that came out of his shop.